Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff today. I'm reviewing the song Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues. As usual, this song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers, so if you want to get your song reviewed, just do what they did. Leave it in the comments, and I'll be sure to add it to my list. So, I don't think I've ever heard anything from the Moody Blues, but I recognize the name. Maybe I have somewhere, sometime. But again, to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever heard anything from them. So, with that, just kind of going in blind, hoping for a good song. I picked a non-music video, non-live performance here, just kind of looking for the studio recording. I did see a couple of search results for like full version, and it was like a 9 minute song versus this 4.5 minutes. So if I totally missed out on not listening to, I guess, the full version, let me know. But here we go. This is, again, Nights in White Satin, the Moody Blues. Here we go.
Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I'd always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, I love you. Gazing at people, some hand in hand, just what I'm going through, they can understand. Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, I love you. In white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you.
Yeah, I like that. There was kind of a lot going on instrumentally, right? You had guitar, bass, drums, of course. You had some flute in there. You had some orchestral arrangements. But I think overall, kind of put it all together, made for a really enjoyable song. Looks like this song came out in '67. It definitely kind of feels its age in some parts. But hey, I really enjoyed it. So let's break it down piece by piece like we always do. Of course, starting with those lyrics. I do want to read the about section here. It says, written by Justin Hayward when he was 19, was released in 1967 as part of the Moody Blues classic concept album, Days of Future Past. Okay. Looks very conceptual from this view here. This is the last song of the concept album, which follows the course of a day jumping between people and places to capture the typical day. The song documents the heightened emotions and intimacy of dusk/early nighttime. The second half, the late lament, completes the cycle of the day, mimicking the opening monologue and invoking the privacy that the late night embodies. The song was released as a single multiple times in different versions and lengths. The London Festival Orchestra played the introduction to the song. The orchestra never really existed. It was a name given to the gathering of musicians when the album was put together. That's pretty cool. That's a fun little factoid there. Mike Pinder's Mellotron MK2 sampler provided the orchestral sounds in the song's main body. That's really cool also. Another really neat factoid. So yeah, let's go ahead and break it down piece by piece, like we said, starting with those lyrics. So, Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I'd always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. To me, when I read that, I envisioned this sort of like a nightgown, basically. Again, you're sitting, it's dark, you maybe have a lamp on. You're again like writing letters, that this sort of feeling of lamentation and maybe even elation as you kind of wind down your evening, right? Because I love you, yes I love you, oh how I love you. Gazing at people, some hand in hand, just what I'm going through they can't understand. Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you, oh how I love you. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. Because I love you, yes I love you, oh how I love you. And then here's the late lament. Breathe deep the gathering gloom. Watch lights fade from every room. Bedsitter people look back and lament another day's useless energy spent. Impassioned lovers wrestle as one. Lonely man cries for love and has none. New mother picks up and suckles her son. Senior citizens wish they were young. Cold-hearted orb that rules the night moves the colors from our sight. Red is gray and yellow white, but we decide which is right and which is an illusion. So I think it is pretty interesting, especially in the late lament, because to me, most of the song is like, again, that thinking at night and thinking about like love lost, or the love that you are, again, writing these letters to that you never end up sending. But then to me, the late lament is more so just like another day passes, right? Like, and I'm thinking about you. So it goes from like, I see what they were kind of saying in the about section, but it goes from like, it's nighttime, I'm thinking about you, that kind of thing. And then kind of the day goes by and it's just another day spent without that impassioned love, as he mentioned. So I don't know. I think it was really well written from a lyrical standpoint. It is super interesting. The fact that he was only 19 writing this, I mean, is also impressive. So with that, I think I'll give it 2 thumbs up lyrically as far as the instrumentation and vocals go. Vocally, I thought he's got a great voice. Again, very, I feel like of its time, right? You tell me the song came out in 1967, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right, just based on his vocal performance. Not saying that's a good or bad thing. I just think it's very interesting. The vocal approach here, I thought it was great. I mean, I think he sounds good. His voice definitely lends, I think, this sort of serious tone to the song. that I think the song probably feel different with a different vocalist. So I like his approach here. As far as the instrumentation goes, liked the kind of orchestral sections of the song. Interesting that it was played sort of on this keyboard. But I also liked there were moments in here. I think the bass throughout was good, but there were moments I think when everything kind of went quieter and you could just really hear that acoustic guitar with the bass and the sort of deep, rich bass in contrast with kind of the sweet melody from the acoustic guitar. I thought made for a really nice contrast. There were those little moments where that really came through. Which kind of made me just go, ooh, yeah, that sounds really good. So overall, I really enjoyed this one instrumentally. Like I said, a few different things going on, but I think it really works. The last thing I want to mention is kind of that build up. I think leading into that, what do they call it? The final lament or the whatever that was called. I think. I really liked the kind of build up before we got to that part. There was the instrumentation kind of swelled to a climax, and then it kind of brought you back to that same feeling at the beginning of the song. Again, kind of what they were saying there in that about section, but I really like the way they did that instrumentally. So instrumentally, vocally, I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up here as well. As far as replay value goes, I gotta keep it real. I like this song. I see the talent. The writing is great. The instrumentation. There's a lot of things to enjoy in this song. For me, though, I just it's not a song that kind of gets me excited. That has enough for me to really be like, I want to listen to this again. And that's just a personal taste thing. Because I definitely don't want to dunk on this song and say that it's good or bad or what have you. Everybody has their own taste. For my own tastes, I recognize the quality of this song. I recognize how well it's performed. It's just not something that gets me excited. Maybe there are other songs from the Moody Blues that will do that, but this song was just kind of like, all right, cool, that was cool. Let's move on. So, with that said, for replay value, I'm going to give it a thumb up because it was a very good song, and maybe it'll really benefit from a second listen. But for now, I don't think it's going to make the playlist just yet. So I'll give it 1 thumb, and we'll move on from there. So anyway, thank you so much for the person who requested this song. As always, if you enjoyed the music, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. And if you enjoyed what you saw on the channel today, consider supporting the channel by liking and subscribing, commenting, all those good things that you do on YouTube. I would definitely appreciate those things. You can even check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.